the shrinking cap, Grandpa!
Catch me if you can!
Grandpa! No, be careful! Grandpa, stop! Grandpa in my pocket. Hello, I'm Jason Mason, and I live with my family in Sunny Sands. Our town is called Sunny Sands because it's always sunny and it's by the sea. This is Mum and Dad's bike shop, and here's Miss Smiley's cafe, which serves the best ice cream sundaes in the world. Then there's Mr. Whoops's shop, where you can buy anything and everything. This is my house, where I live with my mum, dad, sister, and Grandpa. I wonder what's in there. It's brilliant. It was Sunday, and my friend Josh had come round. Grandpa let us open his treasure chest to play with all his old toys. Hey, I love the boat.
This is an old favourite of mine. Monkey Albert.
Hello, Josh.
Just then, Mum came downstairs.
Everyone, but I've got to dash out to visit Great Aunt Loretta. She's not feeling very well. But don't worry, I've sent for someone to come and look after you all. I don't want you to have to manage on your own, Grandpa. Can you guess who it might be?
No.
It was Bubbles, the babysitter.
Hi!
I'm so glad to see you.
Hello, Bubbles.
Hello, Grandpa!
Little did we know that today there would be trouble for Bubbles. Bubbles is always great fun. Sometimes we make things. Sometimes we play bat and ball. Sometimes we do face painting. And sometimes we act out Captain Dumbletwit stories. But today, we were having a sing-song in the garden.
Place to be. It's sunny and it's sandy and it's right.
We thought we were in for a great afternoon.
Beach from here.
Just then we heard
OK, I'll go.
someone was at the door. Bubbles went to answer it.
Scaredy cat, scaredy cat, scaredy cat. I'm Jason's friend Troy. I've come to play.
Hey, Troy's come to play.
I met your mum outside. She said that it was okay for me to come round since Bubbles was here.
Oh, she did she? Time I went for a little lie down.
I'll be right back, Josh. Grandpa, wait! Troy lives next door, and he's always inviting himself round to play. He's very spoilt and he's very rude. He does things like this.
I want it! No! Me! Give it here!
And this.
But I want to play with it!
And this. And he makes Grandpa say,
That boy Troy needs a taste of his own medicine. If he thinks he's going to scare Bubbles, then he's got another thing coming.
"Not the shrinking cap, Grandpa!" Grandpa, stop! You know when Grandpa shrinks, he can get up to all kinds of magical things. He can get into my car and make it go. He can ride on young Gordon, my toy seagull.
Whee!
Not the plane, Grandpa. He can fly off in my plane. Grandpa, watch out! I'm the only one who knows that Grandpa shrinks, so it's really important that nobody else sees him. Grandpa, hide! I could hear Troy and Bubbles coming. Stop! Come back here! Stop!
Scaredy cat! What's the matter?
I don't like being chased.
Scaredy cat!
You should stop being mean to her.
Yeah, we don't like her. She's such a laugh. She's such a scaredy cat. Ha! This is a really rubbish monkey. But you know what? He might have his uses.
We knew that Troy just had to be stopped.
I'm not at all scared. I'm just fine. Deep breaths.
Careful, Bubbles! Watch out! Scaredy cat! Scaredy cat! It's not funny!
Oh, it's fine. I'm just being silly. Let's put Monkey Albert up here, shall we? Where he can't get up to any more mischief. There. Now, who's for a game of hide and seek?
One,
So Troy had to count, and we had to hide.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
I hid behind the sofa. I knew that Grandpa would have a plan, and he might need my help.
18, 19.
20!
Grandpa,
Troy went to Grandpa's bedroom door.
I thought you were having a lie down. Are you hiding?
Now I knew what Grandpa's plan was. He was going to try to give Troy a few frights because he'd scared Bubbles. And you know what Grandpa's like? If he's got an idea in his head, there's no stopping him.
Hey, have you got a battery inside you or something? No, you're just rubbish. Now, where is everybody?
I thought I should let Troy find me because Grandpa was going to need my help.
Ha! Found you, Jason. You're rubbish at hiding.
Grandpa had got Monkey Albert into the coffee jar with him. This was all going to go horribly wrong.
How'd you do that? I don't like it.
This time Grandpa had gone too far. Troy was sure to find him in the coffee jar.
That's it. I'm going to throw you into the pond. No! You're a horrible monkey.
No, you're a horrible boy. You're a big bully.
It's me!
The good news was that Grandpa had not been chucked in the pond. The bad news was that Troy was running around the garden yelling. Bubbles came out of her hiding place.
Oh, the monkey! It's alive and talked to me and everything. Honest, it's really scary.
You're just overexcited, Troy. Deep breaths now.
So Bubbles made Troy breathe in and out until he'd calmed down. I saw that Monkey Albert had gone, so I just knew that Grandpa was up to something else.
I'm so sorry I tried to scare you today, Bubbles.
Look! Monkey Albert's climbed the tree!
Oh, Jason! You must have put him up there. You are a one, you are.
It was you all the time, Jason. How did you do that? It was so cool.
Now, who's for ice cream?
Me, ice cream.
Grandpa, jump down right now! I picked Grandpa up and put him in my pocket. And while the others were getting ice cream, I put him back down by his chair. Off came the shrinking cap, and Grandpa came back to his normal size.
I don't think Troy will try and scare anyone else in a hurry, do you?
No, Grandpa, I think you taught him a lesson.
I think we both did. Teamwork, eh?
Teamwork. When Mum came home, it was time for Troy to go.
Bye-bye, Troy. Take care now.
Anyone like to watch a DVD?
Yes! Hooray!
Captain Dumbletwit discovers a small planet just to the left of Pluto.
Yay!
I'm sorry about Troy. Still, just as well you came, Bubbles. Grandpa would never have been able to deal with Troy on his own.
No, of course I wouldn't.
Captain Dumbletwit discovers a small planet just to the left of Pluto.
Grandpa in my pocket! Grandpa, Jemima and I were making a wild and scary animal park with our wild and scary animals.
Is Bob the Shark wild and scary enough, do you think?
I don't think so, Grandpa.
It could be.
I think we need some more animals.
Just then, the doorbell rang. I ran to answer it, and who should be standing there? Hi!
Bubbles!
Bubbles the babysitter. Bubbles is always great fun. Sometimes we make things. Sometimes we play bat and ball. Sometimes we do face painting. And today, guess what she brought with her?
He wanted to see my best friends right away.
He's so cute.
Oh, come on, little
Bubbles took her new little friend out of its basket.
go. Oh, there we go, little.
It was so cute.
Ah, Bubbles. And who's this?
He's called Squeak.
So this was the day we all got to play with Bubbles and Squeak.
Dear. I think Wolfie's a bit scared of Squeak. He probably thinks he's wild and scary.
Just as well it's time for his walk then. Come in with me, Jason.
Yes, please. I need to get some monkeys from Mr. Whip's shop. We must have more monkeys. So off I went with Dad and Wolfie. I hope Grandpa wouldn't put on his shrinking cap and shrink while I was out. You know what happens when he does. He does this, and this, and this.
Catch me if you can.
He can get up to all kinds of mischief. He can get in my car and make it go. He can chuff around in our Sunny Sands train. He can even fly off in my plane. But Grandpa only ever shrinks when he thinks there's a problem. And with Bubbles and Squeak, of course there wouldn't be a problem. But just then,
I came round the back.
a problem turned up.
Floyd.
Floyd lives in the house opposite, and he goes to my school. He loves boasting. Look at my new watch! He loves playing jokes.
Boo! Boo! Boo!
And he always wants everything his own way. Grandpa agrees with me. Floyd is a big, spoilt show-off.
Check out my new skateboard.
What is that?
It's Squeak.
Kittens are stupid pets.
Squeak is not a stupid pet. He's a wild and scary cat. And he's going to be part of our wild and scary animal park.
Nice one, Grandpa. Actually, I've got loads of wild and scary pets. You need to see them. Wait right there.
Floyd, We really don't need to see anything wild and scary. Oh no, he's gone!
Grandpa, being Grandpa, had an idea.
Well, Squeak, I think Bubbles is going to need a bit of help with that boy Floyd.
He took out his shrinking cap, and to Squeak's amazement, Grandpa shrank. He hid on a shelf, just as Jemima and Bubbles came back.
Oh, Grandpa must have gone for a little lie down.
Whenever Grandpa shrinks, everyone thinks he's gone for a little lie down.
Oh, you're back in your basket, Squeak.
I'm back! Wanna see my rat? Do I want to see your rat? No thanks.
Oh, go on.
No, I really don't want to see your rat.
Just a peep. It was only a toy rat,
Gotcha!
but it still made Bubbles jump, and Grandpa was cross.
Come in the garden. One of my other wild pets is out there. Too wild to bring inside. Come on. He's only playing tricks, Bubbles.
Yes, but you know me. I'm not very good at tricks.
Tricks, eh? Well, we'll see about tricks.
He's in this plant. Tiptoe very quietly because he's asleep. And if you wake him up, he gets really, really wild.
Bubbles knew that Floyd was just going to play a trick with some kind of fake pet, but she was still really nervous. At that moment, Grandpa ran out of the kitchen and hid.
Are you there, Simon?
Simon?
Yeah. He's my snake.
Of course, Bubbles knew that Simon was a plastic snake, but she hated being chased.
Oh, I hate being chased!
Stop it, Floyd. She hates being chased.
Then, Grandpa came out of his hiding place and got up onto the table.
Don't tell anyone I'm here, Squeak. I'm going to hide round the back.
Stop, please stop.
It's such fun chasing you, Bubbles.
Is it? Oh, good.
You'd hate to be chased like that.
Chasing doesn't bother me. Nothing bothers me.
Come on, Bubbles. Let's go and get a drink.
Floyd went up to Squeak, and Grandpa got ready to put his plan into action.
Well, hi there, Wildcat. You're really scary, aren't you?
Ha! Floyd turned his back on Squeak again, but this time Grandpa went...
Meow!
Was that you yowling? Trying to make me jump, are you? Huh? No chance.
Grandpa's first plan hadn't worked, so he jumped off the table and ran towards the pond. He saw the shell, and that gave him an idea.
Oh, what's the matter, Floyd?
There's nothing the matter with me, but there's something the matter with your kitten. It yowled at me. Yow!
Bubbles and Jemima dashed outside to see if Squeak was okay. And of course, Squeak was fine.
Oh, he's fine. But I think he might be better off inside.
With Bubbles and Jemima out of the way, Floyd suddenly spotted the big shell.
Hey, cool shell. I could pretend there's a wild animal in that. There actually is a wild animal in it. Brilliant. Hey, Bubbles! Oh, I see. Trying to scare me now, are you? Nothing scares me.
And that was the moment I arrived home with Dad and Beowulf.
Floyd, fancy seeing you here. Are you okay?
Yes, but guess what? There's a wild animal in that shell. I'm going to get Bubbles.
One of his jokes, I suppose. Come on, Wolfie.
I knew that this was probably not one of Floyd's jokes. And I knew who the wild animal would be. Oh, yes.
Grandpa!
I had to. Floyd has been trying to make Bubbles jump, and I've been trying to make him jump back, but it hasn't worked. I'm going to try one more thing. I have to get into the pond, and you have to get inside and fetch me the shark.
This time, Grandpa was about to go too far.
Come and see! There really is a wild animal in that shell!
While Floyd was trying to persuade Bubbles and Jemima to come outside, I ran into the sitting room.
No more jokes, Floyd.
It's not a joke!
I got Grandpa what he needed and ran back into the garden.
Come on, there's a wild animal outside! Come on! Floyd, come here! Quick, come quick! I'll be back.
I saw something move in the ponds.
What?
It's probably our shark.
Your shark?
He's very small, but he's very fierce. Grandpa's plan was working. He was underwater, making my plastic shark move. Just when Floyd was really close, Grandpa made this happen. While Floyd ran inside, I fished Grandpa out of the pond as quickly as I could.
I'm so sorry I tried to scare you. I was only joking. But now I know what it feels like now that that shark made me jump out of my skin.
Hey! So Jason played a trick on you for once, eh, Floyd?
I guess so. But I won't play another joke again, I promise.
It's okay, Floyd. I shouldn't let your jokes bother me. They are only jokes after all.
Yeah. Wanna see my spider?
Yes.
While everyone was laughing at Bubbles, stroking a plastic spider,
So brave.
I took Grandpa in my pocket to the sitting room.
Cap off, Grandpa, quick!
Well, Jason, I don't think Floyd will try any of those tricks on Bubbles again, do you?
No, Grandpa. We did it. Teamwork, I say.
Teamwork!
Here we are. More monkeys.
Oh, just the job, Jason.
Grandpa, your cap's all wet.
Is it? Oh, of course. That's because I've been swimming with the sharks.
Grandpa in my pocket. It was the school holidays. Mum was away on a basket weaving course, but we were all having a great time because guess who'd come to look after us? Bubbles, the babysitter.
This is a flamenco dancer from Spain.
And today, Bubbles and Jemima were sorting through some of Jemima's dancing dolls.
I love flamenco dancing. Ra-ta-ra-ta-ta.
Olé!
Look, I dressed my old dog Peter up in this costume.
Oh, very snazzy. That would suit me, that would.
Of course it would, Grandpa. Give that to Grandpa.
Today, all the dancing dolls were going to be on display. Miss Smiley was holding a dance afternoon in a cafe. Oh yes, today we had all been invited to Miss Smiley's dancing tea. Very soon, Grandpa and I were watching Bubbles and Jemima practicing in the garden.
Okay, Spanish dancing time. I need you for this, Jason.
Olé!
So Bubbles started to teach me to flamenco dance.
A 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, we need.
And Jemima joined in.
With a bendy wrist this time. And a 1.
And Grandpa joined in from his chair.
Other side.
And then Dad turned up.
Olé!
And he joined in too. We were all having a great time and were looking forward to getting Miss Smiley to dance too. But suddenly, what should we hear?
It's only me.
It was Great Aunt Loretta, Grandpa's sister.
Oh, hello, Bubbles. Oh, are you practicing for the dancing tea? I can't wait. Arriba! Oh, ha-ha! That looks like flamingo dancing.
Flamenco. It's called flamingo. Flamingo's fine.
I'm good at flamingo dancing.
Great Aunt Loretta started to dance, and she really did look like a flamingo. We tried very hard not to laugh, but it was no good.
What are you laughing at?
You dancing? Come on, let me have a go.
Don't be so silly. You're far too old to do dancing.
No, I'm not.
Of course you are. You can come to me, Smileys, and watch us.
I don't want to watch, I want to join in.
Well, you can't. So that's that. Oh, that's right. Go for a little lie down. Sulky socks.
I ran inside after Grandpa. I knew he wasn't planning on a little lie down.
If Loretta's going to Miss Smiley's dancing tea, she's going to try and take over and boss everybody about. And we've got to try and stop her, Jason.
Not the shrinking cap, Grandpa!
Catch me if you can.
You know what happens when Grandpa shrinks. He can get in my toy car and make it go. He can chuff about in our Sunny Sands train. I'm the only one who knows about Grandpa's magic shrinking cap, and no one else must see him. Meanwhile, back in the garden, Great Aunt Loretta was trying to do lime dancing.
Jason, come on, we're doing line dancing. Come on, Brad.
We needed to get her out of the way. Luckily, Dad had an idea.
Do you know what, Loretta?
You?
I fancy a waltz. Would Madame do me the honour?
Oh, Madame would, thank you. Oh, so lovely.
The waltzing was going really well until...
Oh!
Oh, your dad's gone and hurt his foot. That means he can't dance with me.
Time to get going, everyone.
We mustn't forget the dolls.
At that moment, I saw Grandpa peeping out behind the toaster.
Off you go, Jason.
It was no good. I had to go. So we all got into Campo and off we went to Miss Smiley's cafe. And Great Aunt Loretta said,
I hope Mr. Whoops is there. He's very good at organising dancing, Mr. Whoops is.
and Bubbles said,
I think he'll be looking after his shop, Loretta.
and Great Aunt Loretta said,
Oh well, I'll have to organise everything then.
That was exactly what Grandpa said would happen. I didn't know how he'd get to Miss Smiley's cafe, but I knew he'd find a way. And I was right. At Miss Smiley's cafe, Jemima and two of her friends were arranging the dolls, and Great Aunt Loretta was unarranging them. But Bubbles was keen to get on with the dancing.
Shall we get on with the dancing?
These aren't in the right place.
And just when I thought Grandpa would never arrive, this is what happens. Luckily, everyone was far too busy to notice him. He quickly got off Gordon and hid behind the cake. And I quickly put Gordon in the doll's box.
How's it going?
Badly. She's interfering with all the dolls.
Oh, this one's ridiculous.
And Great Aunt Loretta grabbed Peter
There.
and put him in the box.
I can't wait to see you dancing.
Then Grandpa jumped in the box too.
Right, come on, line up. Come on.
At last, Great Aunt Loretta was ready to get going.
Right. No, we're starting with my line dancing. 1, 2, 3, 4. How down, heel, up, down, wave, back, heel, back, forward, heel, left, heel, right, heel, wave, hip, lasso. Come on, Jason, join in.
So I had to join in. Grandpa needed an idea. I just hoped it would be a good one. Everybody had been too busy to notice Grandpa making his way to a shelf. He decided to dress up in Peter's costume. He started to rearrange the dolls. Soon Grandpa had moved all the dolls about. I got it. He was hoping that Great Aunt Loretta would move them all back. And while she did, the girls could do their dance.
Hey, excuse me. Those dolls have all moved. Who moved all these dolls? And this horrible one on the end. I put that in the basket.
Maybe you should arrange them all again, Great Aunt Loretta, while the girls do their dance.
I will do no such thing. I want to know who did it. Who was it, eh? Who moved all the dolls? Come on, own up.
Grandpa's plan hadn't worked. He signalled to me to go into the kitchen. Then he jumped off the shelf and ran. Miss Smiley decided it was time for tea.
There's nothing like some nice cakes and sandwiches to perk everyone up.
I'll help you with the plates, Miss Smiley.
Thank you, Jason.
We've got to find someone for Loretta to dance with. Dad's no good, she's already trodden on him. I know, Mr. Whoops.
Great idea. I'll phone him. But just then, Great Aunt Loretta called.
Jason, bring the plates, or we'll never have any cake.
Over to you, Grandpa. So I grabbed the plates and left Grandpa to talk to Mr. Whoops.
Oh, whoops! Oh. Hello? Mr. Whoops here.
Hello, Mr. Whoops. It's Grandpa.
Hello, Grandpa. What can I do for you?
Well, it's what you can do for Loretta, really. She's looking for a dancing partner, and there's nothing more she'd like than to dance with you.
And luckily, there was nothing Mr. Whoops would like more than to dance with Great Aunt Loretta. And by the time everyone had finished their tea, he'd arrived.
Whoops!
And in no time, Great Aunt Loretta and Mr. Whoops were dancing a tango. Grandpa joined in. So now that Mr. Whoops had warned Great Aunt Loretta out, it was the girls' turn. And Mr. Whoops joined in. And Grandpa couldn't resist joining in too.
Oh, I'm sure I just saw. Didn't that doll?
Oh, keep going, Bubbles.
Oh, it did it again.
Oh, everything dances at Miss Smiley's dancing tea. Everything.
This time Grandpa had gone too far. He had joined in enough. I had to hide him. The good news was that Grandpa was in the teapot. The bad news was he was still dancing.
You're so right, Mr. Whoops. Everything's dancing at Miss Smiley's dancing tea, even the teapot. Look.
After the dancing tea, I put Grandpa back into the doll's box where he could change into his own clothes. And I brought him home. I ran ahead of everyone else. I took him out of the box. He whipped off his shrinking cap and came back to his normal size.
Well, Jason, did we stop Loretta spoiling the dancing tea?
We did, Grandpa.
I thought as much. Teamwork, eh?
Teamwork.
Ooh, Grandpa, you don't know what you missed.
Oh, don't I?
You should have come and watched and not been such a sulky socks.
I wouldn't have watched, I'd have joined in. Hold down, step up, down, wave. 1, 2, 3, step.
Grandpa in my pocket. Hi, I'm Jason Mason, and this is Sunny Sands, where I live. Sunny Sands is called Sunny Sands because it's always sunny and it's by the sea. This is our house. It's called Lighthouse View because you can see the lighthouse from my bedroom window. Today, everything was in boxes because we were having a massive spring clean. I was doing the windows, Jemima was cleaning the kitchen.
Don't forget the top shelf, Jemima.
And Grandpa was helping.
Whoop, missed a bit. Oh, missed another bit.
And Dad was in my bedroom, putting up some new shelves, while Mum was in town, choosing curtains.
Don't worry, it'll be as good as new any minute. Everything will be as good as new.
Oh yes. Today we were all working together to make Lighthouse View as good as new.
I'm late. I should have been at the bike shop 10 minutes ago. Mum will be back at tea time.
I'm going out to play with Zach, remember?
Lucky you.
And Bubbles is coming round to help sort things out. She's a good sorter out, Miss Bubbles. On, off you go. Nothing to worry about.
Bye.
We were all quite relieved that Dad had gone, and we stopped for a jammy jumbly break. But just then, the doorbell went.
Ah, that'll be Bubbles.
Or Zach come to collect me.
But it wasn't Bubbles or Zach. It was someone I'd never seen before in my life.
Oh, good. This is the right house. Bernard! This is the right house. Oh, don't stand there gaping like a haddock, boy. Let me in. Oh! Oh, you think it's funny, do you? Well, I'll have you know there's a dreadful doggy smell in here. Well, we'll soon get rid of that.
Oh, we will we? And do you mind me asking you who you are?
Brenda Balderdash.
You!
Oh, jammy jumbly's my favourite.
Please do help yourself. And what exactly are you...
Bernard! Have a jammy jumbly. I think we should start in the kitchen. Come along, Bernard.
We didn't know who they were, and we couldn't get a word in edgeways.
Keep up, Bernard. Oh!
Are you all right, dear?
I just don't understand
More, Bernard, more!
So Bernard went for the mop.
Oh, dear. That terrible dresser will have to go.
I don't know who Mr. and Mrs. Balderdash are, Jason, but we've got to get rid of them.
Not the shrinking cap, Grandpa.
Catch me if you can.
You know when Grandpa shrinks, he can get up to all kinds of mischief. He can chuff about in our Sunny Sands train. He can drive around in my toy car. He can fly off in my toy plane. Or he can hide in very unusual places, so I can't find him. I'm the only one who knows about Grandpa's magic shrinking cap, and nobody else is supposed to find out. And today, as usual, I had no idea where Grandpa was hiding. Then suddenly... Grandpa! I was about to pick him up when... the doorbell went. I thought it would be Zach's mum, but it wasn't. It was...
Hi! Bubbles!
Yes, it was Bubbles.
Oh, don't tell me Grandpa's gone for a little lie down.
More jammy jumblies, please.
No, not the jammy jumblies. Don't be silly, Jason. Anything to get rid of these awful people.
What awful people? Visitors. We don't know who they are. They just barged in.
Ha! I'll sort this out. I'm a good sorter-outer.
So Bubbles went into the kitchen to sort it out.
Hello! I'm Bubbles, and I've come to sort out this...
Have you now? There's an awful lot of sorting out to do round here, believe me. Have another jammy jumbly, Bernard.
This was a disaster. Grandpa was in the tin.
That'll be Zach's mum. Well, go, Jason.
But go on, we'll be fine. Oh, do you have another jammy jumbly?
Ah! Something's alive!
Something's alive! Oh! Oh!
Luckily, Grandpa escaped and ran.
Well, go on, Jason. Off you go. We'll be fine.
I hoped Grandpa would be all right, but now I really had to go.
Bernard, get down, you silly boy.
Can I ask why you're actually here?
To look round the house, of course, because we're going to buy it.
They were here to buy our house.
Buy our house? But it isn't for sale.
Of course it's for sale, dear. That's why your parents are packing things up and cleaning. They obviously want to move out very quickly, don't they, Bernard? Right. Time to see the garden.
Bubbles and Bernard got down off the chairs very nervously and followed Mrs. Balderdash into the garden. Of course, I was at Zach's house worrying about Grandpa.
Disgraceful. Oh, that terrible tree will have to come down.
I knew Grandpa would have a plan.
Tatty old bush there. I don't know. They'd no idea.
And I was right. He started to shake the bush.
Ah! Something's alive!
Something's alive!
Oh, a bush full of ants, that's all we need. Bernard, you are being silly.
I really wanted to know what was happening. And there was only one way to find out.
I'll go.
I rang home.
Oh, Jason, it's you.
Is everything okay?
No, Jason, it's not okay. Mr. and Mrs. Balderdash want to buy your house. And there was something alive in the jammy jumbly tin. And there's a bush full of ants in the garden. And I'm just about to wake Grandpa up.
No, this will all be a bit too much for Grandpa, Bubbles.
You'll have to sort it out.
But Jason,
Look, here's the plan.
Tell Mr. and Mrs. Balderdash that there is loads of stuff wrong with our house, right?
Tell them there's loads of stuff wrong. Oh, and then they won't want to buy it. I get it.
And leave the phone off the hook so I can hear what's happening.
Right.
Brilliant plan.
So Bubbles left the phone off the hook just as Jemima came back in with Mr. and Mrs. Balderdash. Then she started to run with my plan.
I really don't blame you for wanting to change the garden. If I were you, I would change everything. I mean, this sitting room is just yuck! And the stairs are in a really stupid place. They should be, like, here. And the floor is bleh.
You're absolutely right, dear. I mean, look at this window, Bernard.
Poor Jemima didn't understand at all.
Oh, Jason told me to do it, to put them off. He's there. I mean, if I were you, I would absolutely not buy this house. It's just yuck.
I mean, look at this stupid...
So Bubbles continued with our plan.
And all those silly ornaments.
How am I doing?
Great! Do the whole horrible upstairs thing.
Right. And if you think it's awful down here, wait till you see the bedrooms. They are just... Ooh! Follow me.
Come along, Bernard.
So everyone followed Bubbles upstairs and Grandpa came to talk to me.
Jason, I need to get upstairs and be with Brenda and Bernard on their own.
I know, but I'm not there to help, Grandpa.
You can help me from where you are. Get Wolfie to bark loudly. That'll bring Jemima and Bubbles down here. Just leave the rest to me.
Okay. And with that, Grandpa jumped down and ran into the kitchen towards my plane.
You see? What did I tell you? It's just yuck, 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 yuck.
I agree. The dreadful bed will have to go, of course. The walls will have to be painted. Oh, and as for the wonky shelf...
Now bark. Woof, woof, woof. So Wolfie barked, and Bubbles and Jemima ran downstairs.
What's wrong, Wolfie?
While Jemima and Bubbles were worrying about Wolfie, Grandpa flew up the stairs. And round he flew.
Stop it, Bernard. Stop making that toy plane go. Stop. You never could resist a toy, could you? You are such a silly...
Mrs. Balderdash left. Meanwhile, Grandpa had got out of the plane and was up on the wonky shelf. He pushed a book off. Then another. Then another.
Who? How? What? Never mind all the who's and how's and what's. It's time you went. This house is not for sale. Do you hear? Not for sale.
Grandpa's job was done.
Take that horrible dog away now.
As Bubbles took Wolfie away, Mr. Balderdash came down the stairs.
We've got to get out of here. Things are alive everywhere. In the biscuit tin, in the bush, and that plane. It flew around all by itself. And then all the books shot off the shelves. And that little old man spoke to me up there. Tiny he was. This big. And he said the house is not for sale. I'm off. I am off.
Bernard! Bernard!
Just then, Dad came home.
I wouldn't bother even looking round if I were you. Everything's alive.
Dad was very confused. He put the phone back, and at that moment, Grandpa flew down the stairs. He got out of the plane, took off his cap, and came back to his normal size. Later, I got home from Zach's house.
There we are. Well, Jason, even though you weren't even here, you managed to help me get rid of them.
Yep, we did it again, Grandpa. Teamwork.
Teamwork.
I can't believe they got the wrong house. It's next door that's for sale. Well done, Grandpa, for seeing them off.
Grandpa? Grandpa didn't do anything.